I was watching Secular Talk, and I was it was very interesting, as the title was "What Would Make Me Defend Ben Shapiro?" And I'm like, why would you defend Ben Shapiro? You know, not of all people, just anyone like him. And I mean, I was kind of interested, so I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it, I hear it. And Kyle Kulinski, he covered a lot of good things, but maybe what he didn't cover, maybe he felt it was, just too obvious to bring up. Or maybe he felt that bringing up the racism and whatnot was more important. And I feel like it's all equally important what I'm going to bring up, but there's no point in me bringing it up without having some kind of clip for you so you can understand. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to play that.
But not all conservatives are questioning that this could be a false flag. One prominent pseudo-conservative, Ben Shapiro. Let me tell you what little Ben said. He said that he's condemning the false flag theories. He said, quote, "If your first reaction to some evil person sending bombs to a variety of politicians on one side of the aisle is false flag, you are officially deranged."
Right.
Ben Shapiro, why are there any Christians listening to Ben Shapiro? Why are there any conservatives listening to Ben Shapiro? First of all, as a Christian, you need to know this. Ben Shapiro openly denies the deity of Jesus Christ. He says as a Jew, he has no reason to need a Christian Savior. Those are his words.
Yes.
Okay? I don't know why any Christian is reading and following Ben Shapiro. He has a spirit of Antichrist.
On playback from me, the sound was off. It wasn't, matching up well, so I don't know how it's going to be on the final product when I render this. But what I wanted to cover was, see, when I was listening, I'm just listening directly for what I've ever gone through in my life, to what I've been exposed to in my life. And though I do listen to a lot of social media and I listen to a whole lot of other stuff, and, I don't really hear things like others would. And I think that goes for anyone that's not in that area. If you're not in, astrology or astronomy or anything, you're not into it. So when you hear certain arguments, terminology used or whatnot, you're not going to interpret it the same way anyone else would. So for me, I was listening to the parts that offended it offended me a lot, because I can't stand people being stupid. That's just me. And then what's far more angering than that are people who are willfully ignorant or stupid. Ignorant meaning you just don't know or understand, but you could, but you make sure you don't, just so it'll fit your own narrative, your own beliefs. And those who are stupid are those that know better but do not act accordingly. So those are the two categories. You got to ask yourself which one you fall in. That's what usually happens when it comes to people like this guy. So let me explain what I was hearing, and let me explain this. What he was doing, okay, people are not into identity politics. If you say you're not into identity politics, then you listen to this guy or anyone that says anything like this, the way he was saying it, then you are lying to yourself, or you are a liar, because it has to be ongoing for you to do this. This guy, identity politics, what does he say? His exact words, you as a Christian, he's using that. That is the first and foremost part of manipulation. That's identity politics. So he's already, and if you identify yourself as a Christian or Buddhist or anything, you have failed yourself. You failed. You have failed. You can say no all you want. But listen to me. Okay? I'm African American. Do I identify myself as that? Nope. It's just a visual designation so someone can tell me apart from somebody else. That's the best way to view that. I've met, not in costume, but some people that are furry. They're furry. They believe they are the animal of the designation, and they identify with that. They're not that animal. They are not that. It's a part of them. It's just a piece. I am an atheist. I don't identify as an atheist. I really don't think about it. It's just, I just don't believe. It's not who I am. See what I'm saying? It's just a part of who I am. I am Cedric Kennedy. That is who I am. And I am a conglomeration of many interests and things of the sort. I don't identify with my interests or labels people place upon me for their own comfort and their own narrative. I am who I am, and that's a conglomeration of many interests, many hobbies, many disagreements, many dismays, and life experiences leading up to this moment and beyond. I am Cedric Kennedy. So I only identify as my name. That's most and foremost. That's it. And this guy here, he's letting you know, hey, you as a Christian, that's the first part of manipulation. Then he goes into Patriot-Checking, or the no true Scotsman thing. Well, any Christian would not listen. How can you as a Christian listen? How can you as a Christian hear Ben Shapiro or anybody else? That, and might I add, this is very important. What he's saying is, I disagree with Ben Shapiro. Therefore, I'm better. Therefore, I am telling you, as you're better, you should agree with me. And that's a patriot check. You as a Christian need to agree with me. So why would you want to? And he does it insultingly. Little Ben Shapiro. He called him Little Ben. Therefore, he kind of demonizes, but diminishes his stature. So then you look at Ben and say, oh, wow, this guy, he's important. He's on TV. He's older than me, or just as old as me. So he has to have some wisdom. This guy is picking on Ben Shapiro. He's belittling him. Therefore, he must be someone I have to listen to. That's what you do in your own mind, whether it's conscious or not. And you start to question yourself. You might just roll on and move on, but that stays with you. It's a little bit in you. And you might watch Ben Shapiro later, and then you suddenly feel a little different. You can't really place why. And at some point, you might think back to this dude and this guy. He set it up, and it's not a dog whistle. It's none of that. It's blatant. It's right in your face. Little Ben Shapiro. And then you as a Christian, how can you listen to Ben Shapiro? That is Patriot Check. That's no true Scotsman. That's all of that. That's what that is. And you have to make a choice. That's how you feel. You're going to follow this guy, or you're going to be against him and in favor of Ben Shapiro, or you're going to be, I'm on the fences. Either case, you're not making your own judgment. And he is expressing that you are so weak, you won't make your own judgment. You will make your judgment based on him. That's narcissistic. That's arrogant. That's conceited. That's complacent. He says he is going to tell you what to do, what to think, and he's using your identity in your faith to do it. And you mean to tell me this guy that did this, that's a good guy? Why? Because he believed in God? There are lots of beings that believe in God, killing a lot of people. There's people that believe in God, whether it be yours or not. They're beheading people. There's people that believe in God that blew up a place of babies in Houston. There's a place. There's people that believe in God that went into a place and shot up a church of black people. There's people that believe in God that will deface an entire church just to try to prove a point. I mean, your belief in God doesn't make you right. And invoking God just so others can't challenge you, that expressed not only your weakness, but their own. And you know it. That's the problem I have with people that do Patriot-Checking. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be religion. It can be politics or social issues. If I was to be with my co-host and we're watching TV and I'm like, man, that was a stupid decision, right? That's Patriot-Checking. Or if I say, man, you have to be a complete idiot to do what they're doing, and then give that look like, I know you agree with me. Oh, you know you do it. It's been done to you. That's the brain of someone that's weak trying to be an alpha. And if they can break you down and control you like this guy did, then they've done it. They've won. That's the whole point. And this guy goes on to say other stuff and talking about the Antichrist and stuff. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I love Jesus and oh, the Antichrist. Well, if he's the Antichrist and I can't like him, this guy just judged him an Antichrist or part of it. So I can't be around Ben Shapiro. What kind of weak thinking is that? You're going to let him do that? Literally? Let. The term let means to be able to stop something or do something about something, but then just choose not to. You know, you could think for yourself and you could think your own thoughts and have a little critical thinking. Make up your own mind with your own research and facts and listening and whatnot. But he says, no, you're not going to do that because you as a Christian are against the Antichrist. And since I have told you this guy is part of the Antichrist, you will join me and be against him. And you know, you can't be that weak in life. You can't. That's weakness. That is strong weakness. And if you identify yourself as a Christian and you let someone use that against you like this, then you are weak. You can scream, Lord, give me strength. But the old saying goes, God help those that help themselves. And if you aren't going to find the strength in you, then how in the world do you expect God to give it to you? How? That's my question. And I just want to wake y'all up to this. Don't let your preacher, your pastor, anyone tell you how to believe your own life. Don't let them, literally do not let them tell you what to think and how to think and why to think it. You have your own mind, your own experiences. And if you're making up your mind and agreeing with them out of fear or concern or worry or the what ifs that has not happened, or even the what ifs you know will happen, it's still out of fear. And that's not good. That's not good for you. And if you believe in having a soul, then how is it good for your soul? You have to think about that. How is it good for your soul to be that weak that someone can tell you what to do and how to do when to do it, especially in a world where currently the whole thing is woman power and a man saying, stand up on your own. You can't have both and then have someone leading you by the nose. This is Sidra, candidate for comparative reasoning. Thank you for listening.